Vladimir Putin just told his entire nation that they now serve Black Jesus. Stop what you're doing, download this video, and share it on every social media site you can find, because this shit just got crazy.
Ladies and gents, equality and love for all, regardless of race or creed.
If this doesn't literally blow your mind and solidify to you what is solidified to me, I don't know what to say. Putin serves no benefit by telling the world that Jesus was Black. And this is the first time in history that we've seen rulers announce to the public that Jesus was Black. What are your thoughts? I want to hear what everyone has to say, because this is blowing my mind.
Also, did you know that God is Black? The Most High God, the creator of the heavens and earth? Did you know that he was Black? Oh, you think I'm capping, huh? You think I'm capping? I can get the scriptures. I'm about to pull the scriptures up right now. Now, here's the scriptures to prove it. This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld, the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit. That's God. Whose garment was white as snow, and the hair on his head was like pure wool. Pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels was as a burning fire. Who on the face of this earth has woolly hair? Pure wool hair. Woolly hair. It said God has woolly hair. What's understood ain't got to be explained, man. God is Black. Yes, you've been bamboozled once again. Hey, it is what it is.
What's going on, y'all? So Vladimir Putin, he was at a press conference and whatnot, and he released a bunch of images of a bunch of Black biblical people, even a Black Jesus. So let me get y'all's thoughts on it. It's tripping about the video that I'm posting, but just look at this picture right here. And look at this one. Let's see, you see the nose, it has a big nose. So, you know, I'm just saying, man, you know, I'm just talking about features. And then, I mean, you see that one looks kind of like European style, I'm not gonna lie. And then this one right here looks like it is Jesus right here. And I don't know. Now, obviously, I can't give you a for sure answer and tell you, oh, yes, this is Jesus, yada, yada, yada. But one thing that I can say is, as a Muslim, we believe that Moses was a Black man. And Jesus, we believe Jesus was a Black man too. I mean, when you look at, even when you read certain Bible verses, when it talks about the feet of Jesus Christ were bronze, what does that tell you? So me personally, I have no idea where the hell this person came from. This is not Jesus. This is just man with a beard. And one thing I love about Islam is that there's no images of anybody. You don't go and make images of prophets. You don't go and make images of Muhammad. You don't go and make images of Jesus, and you don't make images of nobody. Because if you do that, we're having the same problem we're having right now. Even a painting can't 100% accurately predict what, or even tell future generations this is what that person looked like. Even though the paintings might be detailed, this isn't exactly what the person looked like. So my whole thing is, I've always known that Jesus was colored. I always knew Moses was colored. I mean, the whole message of Jesus was destroyed by Paul when he told the Jews not to obey the Old Testament no more. But Jesus said to obey the Old Testament laws. And whoever tells you not to, they're an enemy. But what do y'all think about this, man? Y'all comment down below. Do y'all think Jesus, or do y'all think he was colored?
Did y'all see this? I mean, why is nobody talking about this? Yeah, so just look a little bit closer. I mean, I know this specific photo is old, but y'all didn't see the videos going around TikTok about how Putin went in their votes and are revealing that Jesus is Black? Now, I really don't like touching on the subject because, you know, a lot of people get in their feelings, but oh well, TikTok, this is only for entertainment purposes only. Now, I'm just gonna drop this video right here. Now, if you go to this YouTube page, Seed of Israel, you'll see the video, but just watch.
Dating back to the 14th century, brought together from private collections across. It's very beautiful. It gives you goose pimples. It's a remarkable exhibition.
It's an exhibition which feeds the senses. Everything is so grey outside at the moment, and here suddenly it's a feast for the eyes.
And it's a feast that marks 100 years since religious icons started to be recognized as works of art. Before then, they were mainly viewed as religious objects, often left blackened over the centuries by the passage of time and added layers of paint.
When we learned how to remove the dark layer, discovered underneath an overwhelming beauty, to such an extent that it shocked André Matisse, who was in Moscow at the time. He said, it's here that artists should come to learn to paint, not to Italy.
But today, only a small number of these masterpieces remain. Most were destroyed during the Soviet era.
These icons are the survivors. If museums hadn't saved them, they wouldn't exist today. There are 50,000 icons in Russian museums. Before, there were millions.
All right, so now listen. So there's some rumors going around about how the real reason why we don't mess with, because they're about to reveal the truth. And like I said, there are rumors. Don't quote me on this, you know. And I was doing some digging myself, but yeah, I want y'all to take a look at these photos. Yeah. Now listen, y'all can believe what y'all want to believe. Like I said, I know there's gonna be people on here getting mad or may feel some type of way, but that y'all gotta take that up with y'all colonizers. Okay, and last but not least, I'm just gonna drop this video right here, and if you go to this YouTube page right here, Go Black to Africa, that's where I got the video from, but I want y'all to take a look at this video. But yeah, like I said in the beginning, this is only for entertainment purposes only, and I do not know what I'm talking about.
Vault that was opened up in that literally disproves a lot of the bibliography that is recognized as canonized Bible. And I want to share with you guys, because I have been telling you for the longest that the Vatican changed the Bible, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And I know you guys haven't heard this in a long time, but go get your blanket, because we're diving back into what goes on at the Vatican and what changed the course of bibliography as you know it. I have been trying to tell you guys for the longest that the Vatican is behind so you would not believe. And one thing is for certain is that they made their own version of the Bible, along with stealing a Bible from Ethiopia, along with hundreds and thousands of ancient artifacts from Egypt, which is really just Africa. These are my own personal ideas, beliefs, and conclusions. Do not take them as fact, as I put together my own information that I find, but you may have different information and feelings. So please just know that this is just my own ideas. So here is one of the artifacts that is on display, and that is the artwork. I mean, you really can't see what I'm saying, but if you look very closely, you will know that one small detail is very different from what most Bibles teach us now. That is a stained glass artifact, which also has a depiction of what they say is Jesus, as well as I'm assuming that is Mary. But are you seeing the difference yet? Keep looking. This is who I believe to be the Archangel Michael, and you can see him there with gold wings. And he also, and there's someone here in this window as well that could be, you know, someone of biblical reference in time. We just don't know. But yes, you're almost there. Do you see what is different from modern day Bibles than it is in what we are taught and what we are seeing? These people are like black and Middle Eastern, but I'm gonna say black because they are closer to black than Middle Eastern, if you ask me, and has single-handedly just challenged every biblical reference to what God, his disciples, people around that time look like. I mean, let's be serious. Not only are these people black with beards and it looks like they have afros, and even looks like that this one over here has a pick in his hair. And this is Russian. Yeah, okay. These are some more pictures. As you can see, this is a black man holding bread. And I feel like I know what biblical story that is from, but you see some engraving on the side, and he has a white grayish beard, which most African American people get when they get older, the salt and pepper. A lot of people don't talk about the Roman Empire and how they martyred Christians. Like, no one talks about that, but in doing so, they also had slaves from Africa/Egypt, because Africa is Egypt. I will never stop saying that. They also have one of the largest artifacts of ancient African artifacts at the Vatican archives, and this is where your Bible was changed into the King James version of the Bible as well. A lot of people don't know that Ethiopia was one of the earliest known places to practice Christianity, as well as the Roman persecution of Christians that began in 1890, which no one even talks about. See, the origin of this is there was a great general enactment precisely formulated and valid for the whole empire, which was the Roman Empire, which forbade the practice of the Christian religion. So what I basically just told you is, before the Roman Empire decided to take Christianity back and Emperor Constantine have the first ever Christmas and Christian dinner, yeah, they were persecuting Christians because they wanted everybody to practice their version of Catholicism at the time. So basically, there was this guy named Nero, and he had an older resolution for forbidding the introduction of new religion, but the application to Christians is seen as coming from a much older Republican principle that it was a capital offense to introduce a new superstition without the authorization or the authorization of the Roman state, which was the Roman Empire. And the second theory, which originated with German scholars or English readers, is it holds that the Christians were punished by Roman governors through the ordinary use of their power to keep order, because Christians had introduced an alien cult which induced national autopsy. So it says the abandonment of the traditional Roman religion, which was introduced by Christianity. So basically, the Roman Empire felt threatened when they discovered Christianity in Ethiopia and decided to just for no reason. And then later down the line, you guys don't even know that the Roman Empire is really just renamed the Vatican, because they did not die off. They were not killed. They just transitioned under another name. Lo and behold, you have these ancient Egyptian artifacts that still stand in the middle of the Vatican in St. Basilica Square, St. Peter's Square, where they literally Christians. But no one talks about that. And that is a big reason that you guys believe that the Bible you are reading is in fact bibliography. And that's why I come in here and share with you the Apocrypha, or the books of the Bible that were taken out. And I can explain more of this to you. No, do not question your faith. Do not do anything. But if you feel like you are someone who has a spiritual connection that you can't explain, but you know it's with a God, right? Know that that's valid and that's good enough. But yeah, so those artifacts are in fact on display at a museum. It's not trying to hide this. And I thought...
And with Vladimir Putin, they opening up the archives about the Black Hebrew Israelites. Check this out. Why they doing this?
Has decided to move one of his holiest icons from a museum to a Moscow cathedral. This arises a debate around Putin's growing reliance on the church.
Emphasizing on the importance of the holy
icon, to keep their own architecture too.
Rublev's Trinity be transferred to the Rush Church from Moscow's Tretyakov Gallery for a year. The relocation to our most well-known icon highlights how closely the war has intertwined politics and religion. The icon depicts the oak of Mamre, where the three angels visited Abraham in the book of Genesis.
Did you notice anything about these icons on display? They are all black. Icons dating back to the 14th century, brought together from private collections across the museum are the survivors of what is left. Had the museums not saved them, they wouldn't be existing today. There used to be millions
So
of these
imagine how much
icons,
they
but now only
buried.
50,000 of them are within sight. The unveiling of these icons is a powerful testament to the enduring strength of truth. The authenticity of these paintings compels us to reevaluate our understanding of the past, particularly regarding the presence and representation of black figures. For centuries, these figures may have been shrouded in obscurity, but their rediscovery sheds light on previously untold stories, standing as a challenge to long-held assumptions, prompting us to rewrite history with a more inclusive lens.
So even when you look at the Bering Strait, don't they know about the rich history of Atlantis or the Americas? Don't think Vladimir Putin don't know about that ancient Tartarian civilization, the history. Most people across the world know about the colonization of the melanated folks across the entire Americas, not the 50 states. From the top of Canada to the bottom of South America is all America. They put these invisible lines to trick you. And like I said, when you look, they still hold up their old architecture. They don't destroy it. They might have plastic buildings they building up now due to everywhere get colonized. Everybody got to get with the new world order. But you heard what they said. They was hiding things, throwing things under the vault. You probably had some families that was good trying to preserve the history, and then you probably had some families that was trying to destroy the history. And let's just say majority was trying to destroy it, right? But when you see these folks and they where their buildings are set up, like, look at this, man. This is beautiful, bro. And what if this was built by these? That'd be crazy, right? But that's just assumptions. I haven't did my research in that area yet. But when you look at the land, right, it's a beautiful land, and it had to be done by beautiful people who had real civilizations and in order and morals, right? It couldn't have been done by no barbistic Rome, take over Rome, fighting for war. Like, I heard some people say, oh, black people never even invented a wheel. Y'all still have proof inventions of the wheel and all this. And I understand how y'all feel about how you think we came about, but just know, these people have lied to you about a lot. And when I say these people, I mean, I'm not even gonna say the government, because the government is under the people that under these people. Let's say the weak, shout out Mr. Keep It Simple, right? Weak ass elites. So it's a lot that's been buried, bro. So when y'all wanna say black folks, pull yourself by your bootstraps, black people trying to take everyone's identity, the government laughs like, y'all so off. You'll never. They laugh because they know, like, we still got them as pawns. You feel me? And we just gotta really use our discernment in these times. And it's not a race thing, it's energy. I'm on anybody with a flunky energy, because I get in altercations all the time. I'm not sitting here saying, oh, peace be with you, but all that trying to come together, that's not realistic, bro. But having boundaries and respect, that's what we could get into. And respect is respecting culture, respecting what we did, bro. Not trying to throw it under the water, throw it in the ocean, and bury ours deep like we ain't do what we did. Then try to gaslight us in modern day society like, oh, y'all are crime, the most crime. The reason why crime in America, that's a fallacy, and it's good. You exist off of these. So keep believing in that fallacy, keep practicing cognitive dissonance, and watch what's gonna happen to you.
From the videos, you've seen how much the President Putin of Russia was just explaining all of that to you, that there's a whole history that they held, that they have, and they want to share with the world right now. Like, why now? And why have you been keeping it all that? Like, it's just crazy when you think about all of this. When Russia is now acknowledging the Black Jesus, like, they're now considering they are an Orthodox church, right? So this is going to cause a lot of division in the church. So in the comment section, you can see that from those both videos, people are like wondering, like, what is this? Why the white people were mistreating black people? Like, is that why racism is there? Because it's just a spiritual battle. People are asking questions like, they hate black people because of this, because they know Jesus was originally black. And that is why they made so much effort to hide, to hide the history. Yeah, and people are actually supporting this in the comment sections. Like, it's not racism alone that actually, like, they hid all this history because they're scared of us. They're scared because we have a powerful being, a spiritual being who resembles our skin color, and they made sure they hid this so well, so well. Okay, and if you can hear exactly the Russian language that the president of Russia is saying from that video compilation, you will confirm that he's acknowledging that indeed we have a black Jesus, right? That he existed, right? Yeah, so let me tell you, there's a lot of controversies going on, and I want to hear what you think about this. Do you believe that Jesus was black? I want you to think about this. Why are they putting so much efforts in hiding it? And now Russia, a very powerful country, is claiming that they will worship BK Jesus. And I know it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. It sounds a lot crazy. So that is exactly what's going on in the video compilation. And what I can say from all of this is it's gonna cause a lot of division. One thing. Because how are you gonna tell the Vatican community or just other Christians all over the world that have that mentality that Jesus is white? Or how are you gonna change the whole version of the Bible or the whole story of how people have just made up all this? Like, this story is causing a lot of debates. Okay, some preachers and online voices are saying they should only follow black Jesus. There are other small groups and online communities also pushing for the same idea. Even in some Russian social media circles, that name is popping up. And remember, not everyone is happy about it. Anything that involves you, black person, nobody will ever be happy for you. I do not know what the issue is with being black. I don't know what the issue is with being melanin. I don't know what the issue is. Okay? I don't know what the issue exactly is. Yeah, so I really don't know. They never support you when you need it, right? And now we even have evidence. There's a whole place kept for such historical, you know, they even have shown you this is history, this is what happens. But people will still be there, just be like, I know it's a rebrand of faith and all that, and people are really debating about it, if it's religion or it's just a political move. You know, now people are putting it like Putin, get it? Putin is making up all of this, and some see it as a political move. So it's crazy. Nobody's gonna talk about it. The traditional church and some leaders are saying the new idea is actually misleading people. Yep, that's what they're saying. So if Russia really does move towards worshiping the Black Jesus, it could change a lot for them and the whole world. According to religion wise, it could split the church and start a new kind of Christianity in Russia, considering they are Orthodox, right? Political wise, the government might use to control how people think or what they believe. You know, politics and religion are two very critical things in the world. And culture wise, it could actually create a new nationality identity, a mix of faith and both power. But it could also cause fights between old believers and new believers, because there's a team believing that Jesus was white, there's another one believing that he was black. So you, my beautiful comment section, my beautiful viewers and subscribers, was Jesus black or white? Please tell me what you think. And of course, not everyone believes this is real. Some people think it's all internet talk, trend, or just me having propaganda here. But if it's real, can it really last? And will people accept it, or they will reject it and stick to their old faith? So it's official. Will Russia only worship Black Jesus? We don't need to know for sure yet. What do you think about this? And as a black person, what does this mean to you? How do you feel spiritual wise? How do you feel physically, mentally? Just share with me what you think about this. Okay? Considering we have gone through it all in this history, and and now being told that we have a history with religious spirituality that is more, a higher being, the wow, it's just wow. Okay, anyway, please subscribe to my channel and take care of yourself. Okay, and let me just continue explaining the whole video, and please always stay there for more. Hi, what's up, my beautiful people? It's your lovely girl, Beryl. Mwah. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Guess what? We are at 182 subscribers, and it's all because of the love you're showing me, and I appreciate you. Please do not leave this place without you liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. Please. So thank you so much. We are growing, and I told you we're gonna reach 500 subs very soon. Just a blink of an eye. Right? You get me? So let me not waste much of your time and dive right into exactly what you want to talk about. It's official, guys. Russia will only worship Black Jesus. You've seen the video compilation. It's not from me. It's not like AI or something. These are real things. These are things that are there. It's a museum. It exists. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you back to my channel for those who have been here every time. So today we're diving into a bold claim making waves across both religious and geopolitics circle. Okay, Russia will only worship Black Jesus. That's right. That's right. They've made it loud and clear. No qualifiers, no hesitation. Even the president did so. So this is a shift. This shift is so radical, it begs the question, how did we get here? And how did it truly mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? How did we get here? How did Russia come about? All of this. I know the question, that is the question you are asking yourself. Those are some of the things you are asking yourself. So, what I can say is, to understand why this statement is being made, we have to rewind and look at Russia's religious identity. It's Orthodox Christian heritage, right? Orthodox, right? And the current role of faith in Russian society is Orthodox. So historically, the Russian Orthodox Church has been central to national identity, power structures, and public lifestyle. They've been going to that Orthodox Church for the longest time, and it has upholds a lot of the national identity to them. But recent developments do suggest that there's something deeper, something more radical, and yeah, there's just something deeper about this, and that's what they wanted to share. So enter Black Jesus, or however you define that name, BK, right? Is this a theological reinventation, or just a syncretic movement, or is it something symbolic, a sign for something more ambitious? I know you're asking yourself a lot of questions. So before we go further, what do we mean by BK Jesus? Okay, is this like an interpretation of Jesus Christ? Is BK an acronym, a title, a new doctrinal lens? The evidence suggests it's more than just a nickname. It's becoming a theological brand, a new doctrine lens, yes. And it's used by different circles to donate, to just show the renewed version of it, and perhaps even just a radical Christ-centered identity, distinct from the traditional Orthodox that they did have. You get me? So, some proponents argue that BK Jesus emphasized direct communication, they emphasized the ecclesiastical hierarchy, and all that. So, what does that indicate to Russia? What is there? What is there? Okay, so many people are now believing that Jesus was originally black. There's no question about that. There's no doubt. So, if indeed Russia gravitates towards inclusive worship of Black Jesus, the implications are profound. Religious, geopolitics, Russia might position itself as a unique spiritual superpower, distinct from both Western secularism and all that. Okay, so that's my take, and let me just hear what you think about this. I know today it's something deeper. I've explained a lot of terms, but don't worry, I'm gonna break it down to you in a layman's language and just share exactly what's all this BK Jesus is and how Russia is involved and how you and I and all that. So do not go. Just remain, I'm gonna share you this shortly.